Lions News Fan Report. Have you ever stopped to think about the impact a dominant defensive line could have on an NFL team? What would that mean for the Detroit Lions? A team that has been working hard to build a solid and competitive defense might be about to take a monumental step in its journey to excellence. And that step could be directly tied to one name, Tyleik Williams. But what if I told you that behind the scenes, rumors are growing that he is already negotiating with the Lions? That's right, you read that correctly. There is growing speculation that Tyleik Williams, the star from Ohio State, could be the next defensive reinforcement for the Detroit Lions before the 2025 draft even begins. Now, before diving into the details of how this negotiation might be happening, think for a moment, what would the real impact of Williams be in the Lions' defensive scheme? We know the team has been aggressive in its rebuilding approach, focusing not only on strengthening its offense but primarily on its defense. And a solid defensive line is absolutely crucial if the team intends to compete with the best in the league. So the question arises, what if the Lions are preparing to secure Tyleik Williams in the 2025 draft, or trying to negotiate before another team realizes his value? Let's explore this possibility. Let's be clear here. The idea that Williams could be the missing piece in the Lions' defense is not new, but the speculation that a negotiation is already taking place is something that's gaining momentum in recent days. Since the Lions have 6 draft picks, there's a wide window of opportunities to acquire a player like Williams. While some might argue that he could be selected before Detroit's pick, what the Lions might be considering is using their picks strategically, whether by negotiating with other teams or offering pick packages to ensure the defender's acquisition. But why would this move make so much sense? Let's start with the obvious. Tyleik Williams is one of the most versatile and complete players in this class. His ability to play multiple positions along the defensive line makes him an irresistible target for any team in need of more dynamism in their defense. Williams excels both against the run and in pressuring the quarterback, making him a complete defender. Over 4 seasons at Ohio State, he accumulated an impressive 11.5 sacks, and that was with other big names on the defense. His performance isn't just a statistic. It's a clear indication that he has the potential to be an unstoppable force at the next level. Now, if you're thinking that the Lions could wait for Williams to fall to them in the draft, that's where things get interesting. If the rumors that the Lions are negotiating with Williams turn out to be true, it means the team is preparing for an audacious move. Instead of leaving things to chance, Detroit might be taking control of the future by seeking an opportunity to secure one of the draft's most sought-after players before any other team can snatch him up. We could imagine a scenario where the Lions, aware of the demand for Williams, might be willing to move their draft picks to ensure he joins their squad. The impact of this addition could be a game changer. In the context of the Lions' defensive line, such a strategic move makes perfect sense. The team, already bolstered by young talents like Aiden Hutchinson and Alan McNeil, could benefit immensely from adding Williams. With him, the Lions could form an unstoppable defensive line that would challenge any NFL offense. Imagine Hutchinson and Williams pressuring the opposing quarterback in tandem, while McNeil and other defenders control the running game. A line like that wouldn't just be feared. It would be effective in every game situation. A direct negotiation for Tyleik Williams could also signal that the Lions are ready to make a huge leap in terms of their competitive mindset. In recent years, the team has shown increasing commitment to strengthening its roster and becoming a real threat. With the addition of Williams, the Detroit Lions would not only solidify their defense, but would also be seen as a team preparing aggressively to reach the elite of the NFL. This don't-wait-for-luck mentality could be the fuel the Lions need to finally turn the corner and build a winning culture for the long term. Now, if this negotiation with Williams were to happen, what would the ideal scenario look like? Perhaps the Lions could use their 2025 draft picks to make a trade with a team looking for more picks to strengthen their own roster. With other teams also interested in Williams, such as the Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers, it's crucial for Detroit to act quickly to avoid losing this opportunity. A move for Williams would be a strategic play that wouldn't just bring a talented player to the team, but would also demonstrate the franchise's ambition to become a legitimate contender in the NFC. But the lingering question remains, what would the cost of such a negotiation be? Will the Lions need to sacrifice a significant portion of their picks to secure Williams? Or could they afford to make a favorable trade without compromising crucial resources for the rest of the draft? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. If the Lions are indeed negotiating with Tyleik Williams, the team is preparing to make a major move toward the future. Now, when we consider the long-term impact of Tyleik Williams, things become even more intriguing. Williams isn't just an immediate impact player. He is a player with the ability to evolve over time. As a young defender with a lot of potential for development, he could become the cornerstone upon which the Lions build a dominant defense for many years. Imagine that in a few years, the Lions' defensive line is made up of Williams, Hutchinson, and McNeil, a trio that could intimidate any NFL team. So what is truly at stake here is not just a pick in a draft, but the opportunity to establish an elite defense for the Lions, something the franchise has been seeking for years. If Tyleik Williams indeed becomes part of this journey, he wouldn't just strengthen the defense, he could also become a symbol of a new era for the Detroit Lions. The team wouldn't just be reacting to the future, they'd be creating it. In addition to Williams' incredible skills on the field, another factor that could make him so valuable to the Lions is his leadership potential. A player of Williams' caliber doesn't just bring raw talent, he brings an attitude and a winning mentality that can help shape the locker room culture. Having someone with championship pedigree on the defense could elevate the level of play for everyone around him. Imagine the young players in the Lions locker room looking to him for guidance and learning from his approach to the game. This type of leadership could be just what Detroit needs to push them from a rebuilding team to a legitimate contender. Moreover, the presence of Tyleik Williams could help the Lions in ways that go beyond just his play on the field. The attention he would bring could attract other free agents looking to play for a team with rising potential. Detroit has been known as a team in transition, but with a player like Williams on the roster, the perception of the team could shift dramatically. Other top-tier players might start to see Detroit as a desirable destination, which would further accelerate the team's growth and competitiveness in the NFC North. One thing we also must keep in mind is the fact that the NFL draft is full of surprises. While many expect certain players to go higher, other players often slip through the cracks, and teams that are prepared to capitalize on those opportunities are the ones who ultimately end up with steals. If Detroit manages to secure Williams earlier than expected, they would be in a perfect position to not only strengthen their defense but to make a real push in the next season. They wouldn't just be setting themselves up for success in the short term, but also ensuring their place as a top contender in the years to come. And let's not forget the long-term contract implications. Should the Lions be able to secure Williams in a trade, they could have the advantage of negotiating a favorable contract while a market for his services is still developing. This could save Detroit millions in future cap space, allowing them to further build and solidify their roster with additional key pieces. With a defense anchored by a player like Williams, the Lions could create a balanced, cost-effective team that is well-positioned to compete for championships down the line. What do you think about this speculation regarding Tyleik Williams? Do you believe he could be the key to transforming the Lions' defense? Or do you think another team will jump ahead in this race? If you also think he's the perfect fit for the Lions and want to stay updated on all the latest news, don't forget to follow our channel. Stay tuned for all the latest developments, exclusive analyses, and much more. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, make sure to follow our channel, Lions News Fan Report. Stick with us and follow every step of this journey towards success for the Detroit Lions.